don't know if things are going according to plan. Yeah, I don't exactly see it happening. Stream. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it seems to be up now. Let's see. Yep, okay, it seems fine. Well, hi guys. I know there's no one here yet, except me watching myself, I know. But I kinda just wanted to do a chill stream where I do some art and stuff, so that's all I'm doing. I guess I kinda just wanted to learn how to use Clip Studio Paint because I just bought it, and I don't exactly know how to do anything with it, really. Everything kind of feels foreign to me. Like it's similar but quite different, and I've heard some good things about it. I'm definitely not used to this. It's kind of a big canvas, so that's why it's kind of delayed looking. Um, I've got my PC working overtime for this, but I guess we might want to make a smaller canvas here. What would be good? I don't know. I'll just drop 2k from each, put this on 5, put this 6. That's probably fine. It's a little smaller. It's still kind of struggling. It's not even the stabilization, because if I put it away, it's still kind of crazy. At least, I don't think it's the stabilization. I know that if you put this on max and draw, your lines are gonna be like super, super smooth. I'm not sure if I can stream this with such high settings, so I'm bringing it down until I figure out what's good. Maybe I'll just make it slightly squarish. That's probably fine. Maybe. Oh, let's make a smaller brush. It really is delayed, and that wasn't really a problem before. If it's not as big of a problem with these brushes. Here we've got too much stabilization. Trying to get a good brush size. I really am not too experienced with this application. And also people hate, I think, when you don't know what you're doing. So I hope people aren't gonna hate me for this. And if you do hate me for this, I apologize. I don't know what I'm doing. Reset my bit wonky. Oh, I left that on. Don't mind it. I'm using VC. It's the only thing I have, so it's what I'm using. I really wanted to do like smoother lines, like with these brushes. But when I try to use them, they kind of don't have the desired effect. Like, to an extent they do, like you can see it's smooth, but something about it just doesn't quite do what I want it to do. The thing is, I was kind of tired of, like, drawing on Krita. Nothing appearing right now. Oh, it's a blender point. Yeah, I'm just trying to check out what brush I would like using. Because I don't quite know. The options, there's quite a bit. Like, quite a bit. Some of them are a bit too laggy, so I wouldn't even consider using them. Is it like an airbrush? It's definitely a bit airbrushy. I do like drawing like with fine lines, but it's gonna be like super scritchy, and people don't like scritchy stuff. Even I'm not a huge fan of scritchy stuff. I am not particularly drawing anything in specific. I'm just kind of checking out what I can and what kind of feels okay. The thing is, it doesn't quite necessarily mean that I know what I'm doing just because I'm confidently scribbling away. I literally don't know what I'm doing at all. I'm just like so exhausted, like just drawing by myself in a like an art block, not knowing what to do. Oh my god, just looking at this. I mean, that's what you get, I guess. What does it even look like when one put their eyes like back a little? Oh. I'm just not sure what I'm doing. So don't mind me if I do this. I did not snap my neck. It's generally how I sometimes end up drawing. I'm just like looking at things in this weird sideways. I do not ask. If you see me do that, just pretend you don't see it. Because I will do this, and I will do that, and I will be like, what the heck is that? But like I do like this like stable like pencil because you can make really smooth lines with it. Like it will keep your line smooth even when you're not really trying. I like that. Feels like such a cheating skill to suddenly be able to make lines so much easier. But I don't mind. I like being able to do things a bit easier. Also, I do not know what this creature is. All I know is that I don't really know how to draw humans, and I should probably practice them a bit more. Don't really know how to draw people. Like, it's why I can't really confidently design my own VTuber. Because if I try to draw a person, sure, I can eventually get something that looks like a head shape. Because I tend to start with the very basic, like scribble a little chin, the back of the skull, and like stuff. But like, I can't say that I confidently would know how to make a good looking person. It just always ends up looking a bit uncanny and weird. I mean, it is true that I'm not using a reference, so that's why it looks weird, I guess. I don't know how to really use references. I'm not particularly great with references. I think I prefer these brushes, they're so much smoother. I think I need to. I probably want to use my station because my hands are so shaky. But like when I think about a nose, I think, well, this is how the anime noses are drawn, just like point, two dots, all this. Like my brain knows, but I do not know how to like really bring something together as a whole. Like, I have a good idea for what a nose looks like, and I can go like attempt to draw it. Honestly, the stabilization is kind of messing me up. But like for me, a nose looks like this. It's got that tip of the nose. It's got that nice curvature. So when I think of like how to draw like a more anime-esque nose, I don't really know how to do it. My brain just goes like, that's what a nose should look like. And I don't like, I've tried to just draw the triangle. Everyone's just like, yes, draw a triangle. I wish I got how that works, because this doesn't look like a nose to me. No matter how hard I try to make a triangle nose, I feel like it, well, okay. I guess if you could get enough smooth curve, it kind of looks like a nose. Then I also end up wanting to do the, you know, the other stuff a nose would have. Although I guess it wouldn't necessarily connect. But it just, you just want to add stuff and it just stops looking like a nose. I mean, sure, something about this looks very wrong to me. Do I want to know what it is? Probably not. Will I become a better artist if I figure it out? Probably. Gosh. I need a bit more stabilization. I can't quite figure out what I'm doing. I'm not drawing my line straight. If I'm trying to draw a straight line, it feels weird. Weird and wiggly. Why am I so wiggly? Unwigglify yourself. Because I usually don't really draw like this. Honestly, if I could, I would choose not to do sketches at all, because to me it kind of makes more sense to just draw like, oh, let's get a really big shape. Why am I not drawing straight at all? I feel like my drawing tablet is kind of weird because it lets me go to my other monitor and it shouldn't usually let me do that. I think I need to go to my Wacom tablet properties and make sure it's only like portion, so put it on monitor 1. So yeah, that feels better already. Because now my drawing tablet is limited. It doesn't go all the way. I don't really need the stabilization as much. Like, everything feels super wobbly to me. Like, am I just imagining it? Wobbly. Everything feels wobbly. And I can't tell if it's me. I mean, it probably is me. But I just, like... This quite doesn't look like a face to me. Just quite not. Like, sure, foreheads are a bit bigger. The back of the head tends to be quite big. I know that the sides are quite flat. You probably would kind of, I don't know, very flat side. The ear would be somewhere there as well. But like, how does one face human face? Like, I don't. No matter how many times I try to draw a person in like an anime style, it ends up not really working. What am I doing so wrong? If I put in some thick ass eyebrows. Like, how do I suck at this? Sometimes it like just works, but then sometimes it doesn't. All these tips and tricks you learn from other people, and then I'm just like, yeah, sure. Now, how do you actually do it? I don't know if I just have really bad, like, hand to eye coordination or something, but I just can't really draw. Which is so silly because I'm trying to draw here. I'm actually like, sure, I don't have a perfect idea, I don't have a sketch, I don't have like anything really going for me. I'm using like, I don't even know at this point. Like, as much as I'd want to understand what I'm doing, I just can't. I feel like I was having easier time drawing before. Like, I literally started this application the other day and I was like, everything felt so right. It might be the streaming, honestly, because this isn't normally what happens when I draw. This is super slow. Even with the stabilization so high, it wasn't quite that bad. Like, if I put the stabilization high, sure, it's a lot smoother. Sometimes I wish I knew all the artist tricks, and I really don't. I guess I can't even do a perfect circle right now. This is so bad. Why is it so bad? Why is everything so bad? Like, I don't think I'm bad at art. I've made some really nice pieces. But, like, when you don't have a single thought in your head, it's just, wow, line. Yay. I don't know. Maybe I need to give myself something more to work with here. Because, like, I think what I struggle the most with is just people. People are so hard. If I just have to draw like a cute dog, sure, I think I could do a really cute dog. But I tend to want to go like really close up and just make a little nose. And some beady eyes. And little eyebrows. And very little ears. I mean, this is maybe not the best dog either. But at least it's cuter than whatever failure I was going to have before. Perfection. I don't know what I'm doing. I came in here with no inspiration. I need help. I need ideas. I wish I knew how this application works. Like, I know that there's like a really nice way of getting like a nice brush to like make really smooth, like fading lines. I think it's supposed to be the paint brushes. Whenever I use them, well, that's probably not the get example. It's like this one I really like it, but it's like super slow. And then when I try to do quick movements, the stabilization just makes it a little cloud. But I do like it more when there's like more of this faded out appearance. It makes it easier to make something that kind of makes more sense. Dogs don't need quite this big of an ear. And hey there, Cinders. I'm so bad at greeting people, but welcome to the chat. Yeah, I was talking about it before, how much, like, because the current VTuber I have is not like, it's one of the VRoid models, and I have, like, I guess I can open it up because it's no secret. But, like, I have this really complex idea for a VTuber, and I can't probably make this ever. Because, like, well, maybe if you ignore that freaking all this, don't mind it. I honestly wish I just knew how to draw. But the thing is, my current VTuber, this one's from VRoid. It's like I wanted to make a proper one, and I realized after trying to make one that this might be a bit much. I think this just might be a little bit much. The suffering of too overwhelming amount of yeah. It's like my favorite part too. I like the thing is, you know, right now I'm like this little cute fox thing. I know, cute fox thing, but anyway, I want to be a dragon. I I was born to be a dragon. Eventually, eventually it shall happen. True. I was like, they'd have to be like something that I can put on sometimes, not all the time. Like, I've got a friend who's like much better than me at art, and I was like wondering if I could commission her. I haven't decided if I should, because I don't really know if it's something she would like doing. But if not, I might have to look into like commissioning someone who's a bit better at art, because I'm, in my opinion, not super good at art. Like sometimes I can make something that kinda works, and then most of the time it's just like, what am I even doing? It's just very weird. This thing is like, what am I doing? Oh, oh hi! What's she doing here? I didn't notice you appeared. I'm guessing you must be home by now then. I'm calling you out every time you appear on my stream. My only friend who knows that I stream. True. The thing is, I really like Blender, so like 3D modeling is fun. I tried to make like a 3D model like version, not of the dragon, well, kind of. I mean, I had a different one in mind as well. Oh yeah, cool. We could play something later, Tiffy, if you want to play a game. But what was it? I had like a Blender. I don't know if I can pull it up. I probably can't. I'm not too technically advanced, but on Blender I was making like kind of like a model, like a. It doesn't have hair. It doesn't have like anything fancy. It's just a base human anime-looking body. But I got lazy. Okay, I tried to make 3D wings on it. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I was considering it, but like, I feel like Vroid models are like, they can be really nice. Those who can like, well, those people who know how to really make them look nice. I've made so many attempts at making a model. This was just like the latest attempt. Um, it's the best one so far, at least. But still, I feel like it needs, well, it would need more work if it was my final model. The thing is, I love art. I would love to like have like a 2D, like, you know, those things are so smoothly animated, like the ones that are made on like, what is it called? Is it, I don't know if it's 2D Life or something like that. I forgot what it was called. But people are so talented. If I had money, I'd be buying like a really nice model. But until then, I'm still working on slowly working towards like making my own model. Because the thing is, well, I'm slightly struggling here. If I go and I'm gonna reopen that one from before, because it's clear that this one isn't inspiring me at all. I'm gonna open this Like, I've literally only gotten, like, originally the horns were gonna be so much bigger, and I was just like, that's too big, right? Yeah. It is expensive to make. Those. This is still in the sketches. Trying to see if these ugly eyes can be hidden, so I don't have to look at it. What layer is this on? Oh, it was on that layer. Well, now I just have horns. Beautiful. All I need. But like, I can't really draw hair, and I haven't figured out like what kind of hair I want. But I imagine a dragon would be really fluffy. I mean, I would love to be a fluffy dragon. Love. Yeah, it's not Po2 this time. Maybe I'll stream some other game later. The original sketch is like really faded because I brought it over from Krita after I bought Clip Studio. Because I don't. It's so weird looking, but I drew the original on Krita. And when I scaled it, it's just blurry. Incredibly blurry. What did I do? Like, I made the lines a bit stronger, and then I like kind of tried to get an idea for what the body shape is, but again, I'm not. That's just, like, I kind of like this original sketch more than my like new sketch on top of it. I mean, the new sketch wings are better than the old wings, but I feel like I wasn't improving the body here. Still kind of struggling, but at least this time I've got a like, I don't know, a foundation. But like, I don't know, is the head too small for the horns? Because I'm kind of thinking that that's a small face. She's small. I wish I was talented. I know that's so mean to say, but like, if I had some talent, maybe this wouldn't look so horrifying. I'm gonna add a new layer and see what I can scratch up on the board. So guess I'll go back to. I wonder what. The thing is, it feels super small. Like, a part of me wants to scale the art even more, so I could, I guess, try harder to make it look more realistic or something. I don't really know. The thing is, I feel like the anime eyes are so hard. I don't really know what kind of eyes I want. Like, is that too big now? I feel like that's too big. Suffering. I don't know what I'm doing. She looks very angry now. Now she's like, I want to end the world. True. I was kind of thinking about it if I could like get something solid as a like a concept. Then yeah, maybe. Eventually, maybe, but I feel like that's gonna take me like a few years. Like, just thinking about it, I feel like it's gonna take me a few years. My problem is probably more in that I'm not sure what I'm doing, or I haven't learned like the basics completely, so everything I make is kind of as you can tell, kind of weird. There are so many ways to make something that I just don't know anymore. Like, what am I doing? The thing is, I can't stay with Sketch because every time I make a sketch, I feel like I can do it better, and then when I try to do it better, it actually turns out not to be better. Artist struggles. But at the same time, like, what am I supposed to do? I've watched too many tutorials and it's just messed me up more than it's been helpful. This is not a mouth. It's just not a mouth. I mean, the thing is, it's so much easier to like paint a mouth rather than line a mouth, I feel like. Because if I go and try to paint it, I feel like it'll immediately look 1,000 times better. Because you're using values instead of using lines. But I can't just make it in grayscale. I mean, I guess I technically can make it in grayscale, but I feel like having no line art to follow would probably be kind of difficult, no? I don't really know. I feel like I just need to maybe get a new way of looking at things. I don't know. Now, where's the blending brush? This is the ear of everyone. I know there's a blending brush somewhere. I think it might be the ear. Yeah, this is the blend mode. Holy crap, that's a big blender. Lend me those lips. This is not going according to plan. More traditional art? I started off with traditional art, yeah, so digital is like newer to me than traditional art, but like, how would I say it? I've still been doing like digital for quite some time, but the pieces I've done some of them on my phone, and then like I have a drawing tablet now, but there's been a lot of new adaptations that I've had to make, and I think that's just maybe done more harm than good, because it's made it so hard for me to like, I guess, get into. I was still in blend mode. I'm lost. There we are. Okay. But yeah, I did start off more traditionally. I wish I knew what the tools and where the tools are. I still haven't really figured that out. If this was Krita, I would be like, there's a tool I have for every problem, and now I'm like, where are the tools? Where are my saving graces? Oh god, I found the smudge tool. It looks quite different. Still can't quite get used to this. Like, it's like getting used to tools not doing what you expect them to do, and then you have to adapt so that you learn how the tools work. You can't just make it work for you, you're working for the tools, I guess. Because I know, like, I could probably download some really nice brushes. Those might really help, honestly. But I don't really know where you get them. Well, I don't know, like, I've watched only a few VTubers myself, mostly Iron Mouse, but there's also god, I forgot what her name was. She has a pretty cool design as well. But I watch her on YouTube mostly, so yeah, I just remember that she sings and has a really nice, I think it's like a mermaid or a siren. She has a really beautiful model. I'm like, she's just a god. Yeah, I watch Iron Mouse, and especially if she's playing with Sea Dog, because I'm like kind of like an old fan of Connor from freaking years ago. God, I am pressing buttons that I do not mean to press. How do I move it? How does anything work? I'm like, grab that. Do I have to actually select this to move it? Does it transform or shrink if I press it? What is the 93%? I am a very ignorant person, so if you ask me something like that, I might not even know what you're talking about. um, no, I really don't know. I'm just someone who quietly watches videos and doesn't really comment or do anything else, so I'm not really hyper aware of anything. Oh, yeah, true. I guess that makes sense though. Pretty sure, like, when I started watching, I think he was still doing like Black Butler impressions and prank calls. And then I started watching more when he started doing like weird cosplays. Right, that makes sense. You know, I haven't actually paid attention, but yeah, I guess I'm a part of the 93%. Without knowing that I am or was, or, you know. I'm just giving up on making lines. I'm just gonna see if I can paint it. Then again, it's gonna end up looking very much not like the style you'd expect from, what do you call it? From YouTubers. But I feel like I'm really uncomfortable with like drawing line art. I've always been really uncomfortable with drawing line art. I feel like when I'm doing like painting, like it just works better. Oh yeah, I watch Chris occasionally, but not like mainly. Sometimes I don't like follow up on them, but I watch them occasionally after watching like them making a video together. I might go like, time to go check out what he's up to. Yeah, I actually found Iron Mouse like through Connor as well. So, and I think before that, I didn't really know too much about VTubers. I feel like Iron Mouse is probably the number one inspiration for most of VTubers. Her personality is just lovely. And she's really funny too. I wish I was half as funny as her. I didn't know originally that Connor and Mouse were good friends. I think I'd seen like Mouse a few times, like outside of Connor's videos before I like really started following on her. But I really started to follow after like I found out that she's friends with Connor and like good friends with Connor. And it's been really interesting watching them play games together. I'm just tilting my head really weirdly sometimes. If you see me like looking like I snapped my neck, it's just because I literally tilt my head when I'm drawing. Sometimes I can just be like completely tilted, resting on my shoulder. I'm just very lazy, I guess. True. Like I feel like their personalities are like really compatible too. It's they just really enhance each other's presence. Wasn't too long ago that I watched the like charity stuff that they did. It feels like it was just a moment ago, but I'm guessing it's already a while ago. This is like my second stream. Like, well, not it's technically my third stream. So, pretty much like a few days ago, my like first stream was a few years ago. I played some Hollow Knight and streamed that to like nobody on PlayStation. Like I used to play on console. These days I actually have a PC, so. But I started with a Hollow Knight stream ages ago, and then I got very busy and depressed. So no more streaming, but I started up again. I felt like I'm gonna become a VTuber, and that's what I want to do. Because I feel like I need some interaction with people. Otherwise, I'm just hopeless. Yeah. I just pretty much started with playing Path of Exile 2 the other day, so that's kind of like my first stream in a long time was playing that, which I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday that I played it. And then I was like, I've really been wanting to stream after that, and it took a lot of energy because I've got ADHD, so I just I procrastinate. It was kind of hard to find a reason to start streaming, but then when I finally got something like I I got a reason, I guess. I wanted to draw, and then I was like, well, drawing and chatting seems like something I can do, something I have energy for. It doesn't like require a lot of focus, and it doesn't require me to think too hard. I can just have my brain running on rest mode, I guess. So I guess I got into it pretty recently. And I think I'm considering myself quite a fresh start. True. I think it's really difficult for more people than me to start like streaming, and like I feel like there's a few friends of mine who could probably benefit from like streaming maybe. Like even if they don't get a lot of viewers, just like getting to talk to the occasional viewer that drops in is a really cool experience in my opinion. At least since like I assume most streamers don't really have like a lot of followers, they get to kind of foster a more like close, tight knit community instead. And that's like what I practically dream of, is just something like that. Even though it's probably not gonna happen anytime soon, it's something cool to work towards. Because I feel like, I know it's kind of weird, but like, I always feel like I'm so out of place in any community. So it kind of made sense to maybe start streaming. It's maybe a bit potentially cringy to say that I'm like just trying to find my own place. What the heck is... No, that's not the tool I thought it was. I would like to move this entire thing here. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like, the thing is, I have a lot of interest in a lot of things. I guess probably due to just having ADHD, my brain just like wants to try everything and anything. So I hope I can eventually start kind of finding my place. Why do I feel like nothing is happening? Am I not doing something correctly? This isn't doing anything. Do I have the lasso still selected somehow? It lets me do something. Yeah, I think I accidentally just had the lasso selected. Let's see. Yeah, I believe that. That's just, I don't know, I guess I'm technically really afraid of like socializing potentially. So this is how I'm getting started. I used to be like a huge coward, stranger danger all around. But everything gets better with time. Yeah, I believe that as well. the online world can be pretty scary, right? So. Not that it's just the online world, real world is pretty scary too. Although I feel like most of the time it's really hard because, how would I want to say this? Having a lot of trust issues is gonna make it really hard to make friends. But, like, trying really hard at it is the only thing you can really do about that. But I do, like, have a lot of communities that I know of that I don't really necessarily consider myself part of, but that I really admire for, like, being such good communities. I just have a weird, I guess you could say imposter syndrome, because I'm like, I don't think I belong here, is how I feel about most communities, so. Not trying to get into Twitch, I hope I'll be able to feel a bit less that. Because to me, making like some new acquaintances would be really nice, because I do love playing games. Like, I have way too many games and way too few people to play those games with. So I just like, it's one of the things why I'm like, it would be really nice to find some people that, I guess are on the same wavelength as me. So ADHD and autism, and that's probably a good match. This is going to end out like a very interesting concept, because it's not gonna look like a VTuber in the least. But if someone can make a VTuber based off of it, that's enough for me. Yeah, true. I do see that in real life as well, because I feel like all of my friends in real life are also kind of like, they've either got ADHD, autism, or something else on the spectrum. I get along much better with people like that. I'm actually kind of, you could say, even afraid of people who aren't on the spectrum, because I feel like I don't understand them as much. It feels like they just work differently. Their entire existence is different in a weird way. They're capable of doing things I could never do. If I could just find some laid back people to play games with eventually, I think that would be fun. I just feel like I've got a pretty quiet personality, normally at least. So whenever there's too many people, I feel like I just fade into the background, because I don't know what to say anymore. This is a weird brush. Lost the brush before. Definitely wasn't that brush. Nope. Drawing. This thing? Probably not. I already got so used to the brush that where did it go? What was I using? Is there like a history somewhere? Probably. Could it have been this? Definitely not. Maybe it's the watery ink. No. Brush pen, definitely not. Although that kind of looks nice. Maybe if I use a smaller version of this. Maybe. Not really sure. That's kind of nice. It's a really thick brush. How did you even find yourself here, honestly? I'm just kind of wondering how anyone found this place. I'm not someone who streams very often, so I've kind of expected my first few streams to just have nobody watching. The odds seem very low. Wow, does that mean I'm at the bottom? Yeah, that probably does mean that. That's kind of funny. It's not like I had a fancy debut or anything, I was just like, I'm gonna stream. And I appeared. Sometimes I'm just intensely focused and it probably is. This looks so weird. Like looking at this, it looks so weird right now. I hope it starts looking better soon, because right now I'm like, what is this monstrosity I'm looking at? I probably blended it too much and that's why it just looks weird. I think some people make really nice ones. I think this one that I made isn't necessarily the best one out there, because it's like I whipped it up pretty quickly, like in a few hours on a one morning when I was like, the only like unique thing about this is like the eyes and the mouth, which I textured myself. That's the only unique thing I feel like about this. Although I don't know. I always tend to assume that there's always someone who's already had your idea and done it better than you. So sometimes I have a really hard time putting a lot of effort into something nice. Let's see. I need to make the eyes bigger in proper fashion of. Hello there. I see you there. Are you mocking me, huh? I think you might be. How do I unlasso you? Oh, I need to apply it. I really don't know how to use this, like, really well yet. I'm just happy that the transforming kind of seems to work the same way it does on Krita. It looks like a moai. Thanks. Thanks, Tiffy. I appreciate it. um, yeah, I think those are really nice though. I really like the like Viroid for being so, I guess, easy to use, in the sense that it's like you can kind of quickly get the hang of it, and I feel like anyone can like try to do a model on it. Might take a little bit of time, but eventually you could probably make something nice with it. And I like that part about it. Because if you're gonna do something on Blender, it's gonna be a lot harder. Like, completely from scratch, I'm like already trying to make one and I suffer with it way too much. But I do like Blender. It's like I like creating even though I'm not the greatest at it. What? About file formats? Why? I'm struggling with this face. Something about it just doesn't feel right to me. Wait, can I not scale you just one directionally? It's shift? No, shift does equal scaling. Roll does a weird wiggly scale. How about alt? Oh, alt does the scale that I was looking for. Sure. Let's just do that for now. Place that about there. Honestly, I feel like using references is just a smart idea and I should do it more often. Although I like this program for allowing me to make these changes really quickly without feeling too limiting. I'm really bad at following tutorials, but I probably should look up some tutorials. I mean, I watched a few tutorials literally when I was making my first model. I think it turned out horrendous. I used it for one stream, which I can't even remember. Oh yeah, streamed Palia, right? I kind of forgot about that time. I did stream one more time after Hollow Knight. Streamed some Palia. Which is a really chill game, really. I really like it. I haven't played it for a long time, but it's a good game. And it's free, so I consider it quite worth it to play. Just gets a bit boring after you play it for a long time. But so do all games when you have ADHD. You play a bit too long and suddenly you lose interest. I've also been playing like Infinity Nikki, and after I got to a certain point, I started feeling like I don't know what to do anymore. And otherwise, if I'm not too careful, I'll end up spending too much money on that game. She's like every woman. I really like shiny things. I've been just watching Mouse play Infinity Nikki instead. And other streamers as well, because they can spend their money. They have it. I don't have money, so I'm gonna watch them spend their money instead. It makes loads of sense to me. Yeah, I do that sometimes where I play a game for a really long time and then suddenly I lose interest. I think it's a very much ADHD trait. Yeah, Infinity Nikki is like pretty fun. I introduced one of my friends to it and I think she likes it even more than I do. I like kind of casually just went like, oh yeah, you might like this game, but you won't get addicted to it. And apparently I tricked her because she got addicted to it. Actually played a little bit of Infinite Nikki yesterday with her. We were showing each other the outfits that we had gotcha pulled on. We both went for different outfits, which was really nice. Hey now. Well, true. I played once human, and I think I just disappeared for a whole few months, like maybe 3 months or something. I just stopped existing. uh, yeah, I know. I disappear like that, so I am that person. Although surprisingly, I don't think I played Infinity Nikki for a very long time. It's a good game though, but like I am very efficient, so I got most of the things I wanted to, and then I was like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not gonna do anything. There's so many games on my like that I've downloaded that are on my PC that I'm like constantly I want to play it, but I keep procrastinating on them. Like I want to play Red Dead Redemption. I want to play Balatro. I want to play like House Flipper, which I did play a little bit before I started streaming. I want to play Hades, but I don't have time to play all of it, so I need to sit back and relax. Actually, not played Animal Crossing. I don't like know if it's available on like anything except Nintendo. I do not own one, but my brother actually plays it and seems to like it quite a lot. Closest thing I've played is probably like Stardew Valley to that game, but not exactly the same, I'd assume. I assume they're also kind of similar. Yeah, I think so too. I think it was an exclusive. If it wasn't exclusive and it existed for like Steam or something, then maybe I would have tried it. I might have even liked it. But I'm not a huge fan of playing exclusive games because that requires me to buy things, usually consoles. And I already have one PlayStation. I don't want any more consoles. What am I doing? What is this? I just keep blending it and adding like. Uh, Skin is difficult to like. Yeah, I guess so. I'm not a very productive person, so I I think I'm not even gonna worry about my productivity, even though I probably should. Probably should be worried about my productivity as well. But I think it's optional. I'm just wondering what I'm doing so wrong here. I feel like I need sharper lines to really make the shape come across, but at the same time, every time I make sharper lines, I get like this weird feeling like it doesn't look right. So the horn is like way too off center currently, so the face itself is off center weirdly. I might have to take the whole effing face and just move it slightly. It looks off center. Also, it doesn't look symmetrical, so I feel like it might look bad because of that. But at the same time, I'm kind of afraid of trying to make it symmetrical. Maybe I should, because then I wouldn't be making so many like back and forth fixing. I know this thing had symmetry tool somewhere. I mean, it's gonna start looking a bit weird, but at the same time, might. Well, I don't know. I feel like I need to go back to art school. They shouldn't have let me graduate. I've also wanted to really like get a better drawing tablet. I'm using a pretty basic Wacom drawing tablet. Hmm. Commissioning an artist would be so much easier. Bob. You should behave in the chat. It's art. This point of reference might be useful. But again, I'm just too lazy to go get a reference. So weird, because now if I straighten my head to how it's supposed to be, my character tilts the head. Oh, and I'm like actually like tilting my head. It just looks like it's straight. It's kind of funny. I don't know how that happened. I need some simple brushes. Simple shaping. Holy shit, that is not what I wanted. Well, let's just blend it. You know what? Blending is the answer to everything. This is a really strong blend tool, though. I don't know if it's supposed to be this strong. Just some kind of base to work on, I guess. He does look like a statue right now, I will admit that. Oh yeah, I was gonna use symmetry tool to kind of make sure it's not too bad looking. Where am I gonna find a spot that is easy to spot symmetry from? I probably have to go to the original sketch to check. Be where a symmetry line should be. Kinda looks right. There's a way to hide the symmetry line. Did you? Doesn't show it, but it is still there. Now if I edit something, it should make the changes on both sides. It doesn't. Now I'm very confused. Oh. Oh, is it not on? Oh, so it only works when it's on. Okay, sure. It's a bit ugly looking when it's like that, but the process demands it. Getting myself some guidelines here. I feel like I'm so focused, even though I feel like I probably aren't making the greatest amounts of progress. I can tell it's not symmetrical. Welcome to the chat. I think it right now looks a bit weird, but I'm just trying to make it symmetrical because I originally didn't make it symmetrical. It needs a bit of work. Why are the brushes so massive? Smaller, smaller, smaller. Probably enough small. Those are the new spots where the eye is supposed to be. Moving it a little bit. Now it kind of makes more sense. Just kind of get an idea for where the shape is actually supposed to be. Nope, like that's not the button I wanted to press. A little bit of. Oh, does it actually? Oh, it doesn't mirror tool that. The mirror tool that? Probably not. The brush is way too big. Okay, now it's way too small. I'm not too accustomed to using this application yet. You might be able to tell from how much I'm struggling with the tools. Now I've gotten the eye to be in the correct spot. And that's the most important thing. Still kinda needs work though. Brush. quite silent now. My bad. I feel like I'm just too focused on progress. I'm in the zone. Trying to remember if I said thank you when you get complimented my shading. I'm very bad at taking compliments, so I might not have said it. Thank you. Sometimes my brain will think of it, but it doesn't remember if it said it. Oh god, the whole face is not symmetrical. Yikes. No, I do not want to delete the entire layer. No. My new keyboard is so much smaller and I don't quite know how to use it yet, so I keep mispressing buttons. It's not gonna look too uncanny once I'm done. I think the notifications for today. Right, now I see why it feels so uncanny. The horns kind of don't make too much sense right now. I have to edit them quite a bit. I keep going and making this super wide, it's supposed to go like that. This my friend. Talk with you again. These are so hard to make in any shape or form, but it's progress. I just think the symmetry tool was pretty much necessary because I was making it pretty wonky and I was having a hard time figuring out why it looked so weird. I don't like having that much smoothness. It was weird. I'll leave the top kind of rough like that. Yeah, even it's interesting even for me because sometimes I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of winging it, hoping something comes out of it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm using the word wrong brush. I wish like that looks really wrong. Now that kind of makes more sense. It's not quite the blend tool that I'm trying to find handy. It's taking me quite a lot of time to figure out what tools I'm like actually looking for here. I'm sure there's tools that act very similarly to like the tools that are on Krita. I just don't know where those tools are yet. I'm using way too much blur to compensate for my like lack of known tools. Which isn't necessarily the best idea. Some massive lips. I might want to shrink them a bit. What are you guys doing while you're watching? Doing homework? Is that the one thing people do when they watch streams. I don't know. Just trying to add a lot of texture to it now because I feel like it was lacking texture. Now it's going to be too much texture. But I like texture. That's fun. I avoid even looking into my emails. I don't really like doing email-y stuff. Like, literally, I'm just thinking about it and I should be, like, checking for work applications and stuff. Good thing I've got school as my primary thing, so I don't have to worry about it too much, but... Ugh. Yikes, I feel like I'm getting tired. Oh no, I just realized my tea has gone cold. I got it like when I started streaming. A long time ago was that? Oh, it's gone cold. I don't think I even gonna sip. This is why I feel like I'm not cut out to make my own VTuber model. Not only would it end up being grayscale, it wouldn't look right at all. I can't make anime proportions. This thing doesn't have anime proportions. Underneath, you have something that's kind of close, right? And then not close at all. Also, her eyes are so far apart in the original sketch. But instead of, like, I don't know, keeping anime proportions, it's now got a little bit too realistic proportions. Which, I mean, I like realism-ish. But I really want, like, the big, pretty anime eyes. And I didn't even bother drawing her eyes, I just put in, like, these closed eyes. Which, I mean, technically I could just add a layer and draw goes over them to maybe make something that looks a bit more right. Also, I like this brush. Slowly but surely finding brushes I like. Wait, but before I do this, I need to go here to my color rule. Let's see if I can do this. This thing would haunt me in my dreams. I feel like I do not quite grasp the idea of anime eyes very well. Just a hunch. Well, it has been 2 hours already. I feel like I could be heading out now. Enough drawing. Honestly, the eyes are a bit uncanny. I'll probably redraw them next time. Maybe it looked a little better with the eyes closed. It looks way smoother. But anyway, bye bye everyone. Thanks for watching.